Breaking news from the National Hockey League, specifically from the Ottawa Senators. The Senators have just fired their head coach, DJ Smith. Hockey analyst Cheryl Pounder now joins us. Cheryl, you cover a lot of the Ottawa Senators games for us here at TSN. We've been talking about this move potentially happening. What do you think of it actually happening right now? What do you think of the timing of this? Was this the right move by the Sens?
Well, I do think it was the right move by the Sens. You know, it's all about having a team reach their potential, and they certainly haven't done it. Little surprise, no GM in place, though, Gino. And so it has happened. So certainly not a surprise to me, having watched the Senators and been doing a lot of analysis on their games. You know, it was time for a change. This team has to respond, and I'm really interested to see what's to come now.
All right, so, Cheryl, at the beginning of the season, we were all talking about the fact that the Sens were potentially a playoff team. Was this really the DJ Smith factor that is now almost officially eliminated from the playoffs? Or is this really a personnel thing and DJ Smith was just the one guy who got in front of this?
Well, listen, I think anytime you're a coach, it's a results-driven business, and you've got to produce.
But, Cheryl, if you don't have the manpower, is it really the coach's fault?
Yeah, but the question is, look at the skills that they do have up front. You know, they've got players like Norris. They've got Timmy Stützle. They've got Brady Tkachuk. They've got Jake Sanderson on the back, and they went and got Chychrun. So they do have some core pieces here, and it's about getting them to reach their potential as a group. And you have to make your players accountable, and that's something that didn't seem to resonate. And for me, yeah, okay, DJ Smith, he is looking at this group. He's trying to get the job done. He's trying to implement structure. And yeah, maybe it doesn't happen with these guys, but he is the leader. He is the bench boss that has to connect the dots. And when you don't connect the dots, this is what happens.
All right, let's get back to the coach, the guy behind the bench right now. Jacques Martin was brought in as a consultant initially. Now he's the interim head coach. So he's 71 years old. He would be the oldest coach in the NHL. Is this a guy that the team should consider as a full-time head coach behind the bench, or should he strictly be there as a transition person to somebody they want on a regular basis?
Well, you know what Jacques Martin brings? He brings defensive structure, and this has been an absolutely gaping hole for this team. So if there's someone who can help clean up this area, it is certainly him. He can make this happen. So I'm really interested to see with that age, he's working with a young group, how he can connect, how he does lead. Is it going to be with that iron fist to get exactly what he wants is in terms of those X's and O's and then allows creativity as they work their way up the ice? But certainly for me, here is a guy that can teach the defensive collective team effort that this team needs. And I think if they can start working from that area, they can start to see success. Because guess what? When you work in good defensive posture, you wind up with the puck. And when you wind up with a puck, then all of your offensive tools can start to work in their creative manner and start putting pucks in the net. But this guy's going to help them keep them out, which in turn is going to make your goaltending look a little bit better because they're not going to be under siege with those slot area chances. And maybe you won't be chasing goaltenders out of Ottawa.
Listen, math is not a friend of the Ottawa Senators right now. The chances of making the playoffs, I would consider slim. You've seen this team play. You know that they lack defensively. Now Jacques Martin takes over on an interim basis. Is there a chance that this team could turn this thing around quickly and become a playoff team this season?
Not likely, but we've seen it all in this game. And I said earlier today, it's like a balloon at a children's birthday party, right? The pin is sitting right there, Gino. It is right there. And one little prick, and it's going to absolutely explode. So really, this has to be a reset moment. It has to be a reset moment, the temperature of this group. And guess what? You have to have buy-in. You take responsibility when your coach leaves, too, because you do have a hand in it. You do have a hand in it. So they've got to find a way to, garner, work through this adversity, be resilient, and let's see their maturity level. Hey, you never know. If they can go on a bit of a run and start to get some tempo, you never know what you can see.
You never know. This much we do know. The breaking news is this. The Ottawa Senators have fired head coach DJ Smith and replaced him, at least on an interim basis, with Jacques Martin. Cheryl Pounder, our TSN hockey analyst.